The upcoming video is provided through free early access of The Sims 4 for Rent expansion pack from the EA Creator Network. I'm Jason Sterling. Thanks for watching. The video you're about to watch was recorded using an alpha copy of The Sims 4 for Rent expansion pack. That means that this game is still under development. There's still several weeks before it releases to the market. As such, things can and often do change between the video you're about to watch and the retail version ultimately released. Okay, here we are with the build catalog. As opposed to the buy catalog, this is typically items used in building. Although I also think you would use them in decorating and stuff as well, especially pieces like this that attach to the roof to create an additional roof, right? A more decorative roof. We're going to drop down. There are quite a few things here we're going to take a look at. First and foremost, we have several new wallpapers or paints or whatever you want to call them. The first three are these wood panelings. They come in this particular style, this style, and this style. They are slightly different in the way the paneling is arranged. All of the three styles come in these 7 swatches. Then we have this particular stretch of, what is this stuff called? Let me see here. Stucco and basics and pastels. As you can see, there is a huge swath of swatches here. Very nice. A lot of different colors, a lot of pastels. I like some of the darker colors myself. We got more of an indoor look that's typically more outdoor, but this would be more indoor. We've got the sort of wainscoting here. This is called painted patterns. And again, we have something, let's see here, 4, 8, 12 different swatches. I've already used this. I do like this quite a bit, especially like this green and this blue is very pretty. The flooring type, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different flooring types in a variety of swatches. Again, you've got these wood tones. Let's go in a little bit closer here. We've got these wood tones for wood flooring. We've got this new tile, which is more of an outdoor tile, but it's got this embossed leaf pattern. Comes in 6 different swatch types. You've got this particular tile. Now, technically, there's something like maybe 20 different swatches, but that's because you can twist the tiles to create different patterns on the floor with it. So we've had tile like that before in game. This is another example, as is the one next to it, which technically has 24 swatches. But as you can see, some of the swatches are just variations on the same type, the same color, so that you can create different sort of pattern. Now, I went ahead on this wall, and as you can see, I've got all of our doors lined up. But I also took out the wall to put in this particular spandrel. This is one of 2 spandrels we have. It comes in, let me see here. I thought I could click on it this way. We'll do it this way. I didn't want to try to build this many spandrels. English is only something I've been practicing for 40 odd years or so. So I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at it. Spandrels, we've got 12 different varieties though here, as you can see, of this particular type of spandrel. I love this one. I do love it. It is very retro. It is very 18th century. It's very old Thailand, but I love it. I do love it. It's very, very cool. We've got this selection of doors. This is the swatches they come in. This door comes in the exact same swatches, so they essentially match. That door, of course, does not have the stained glass up above. Then we have this selection of doors that appear to lock, have one of those grates across them, a security grate. The grate does not close. It's just for effect, right? Before we had the fully grated door that did not open. This is its counterpart. This does not close, but it is a very cool effect. I do love this on my apartment building I've been building. It does have that sort of secure feel, right? It comes in 10 different swatches. A pretty good range of colors. We're going to go down here and take a look at windows. Now, in this particular case, this window has 13 different swatches, like 13 different painted and stained wood types. So do all of these. All of these windows have the exact same swatches. Again, I wanted to place them all individually, but it was starting to look like I was going to have just tons and tons and tons of walls. So in this case, this comes, this particular door here or window comes in all the exact same swatches as these windows over here. Very retro, and I have spoken out a little bit, especially with the world and stuff, that, I wanted something a little more modern, a little more urban, but I do love these windows. I do love this sort of look. I just also really like a modern look, so I kind of wanted both since we don't have much from Asia. Once again, we have this door. It comes in 5 color swatches, as does these 2 variations of it. Now, I'm going to say real quick, there should be another variation here. Let me pull it real quick. Because we should have this like that, right? So you've got a closed and an open version of all 5 swatches, right? And the two heights here. Down here, we've got 8 different swatches of this sort of stone. I've seen, it looks like fencing to me, but you could use it, as windows as we've done here. This is a single one that you can stack on top of each other and kind of intersect so that you can build different designs in the wall with it. All of these are our standard sort of, tall, medium, short, height window panes. Look at these windows again, 11 different swatches of this particular window. Some of the grills on them are slightly different, right? Got a slightly different sort of take, got some diamonds, got a sort of a star look to it. Very, very cool. And we're not done with windows yet. This pack actually had a lot of windows. This does look a lot like a door that's just permanently closed, but it is under windows. We have 16 swatches in it. The tall version comes in the exact same 16 swatches. So you have tall and short. Same thing here. This only has 13 swatches, but the taller version of it does come in all 13 swatches as well. Down here, we have this really tall window, I think it's actually medium height, like a full floor to ceiling window. Comes in 4, 8, 13 different swatches across here. Very cool. And the ubiquitous tropical air conditioner, right? Wall-based air conditioner. Glad to see these. They come in, looks like 9 different swatches. And on the other side, even better, we do have the vents into the house. I actually commented during the trailer that I saw that these were outside, but I didn't actually see any vents, right, on the inside. But there are vents on the inside, so it's very cool. I think that's very, very awesome that they included that. This is our first balcony, add-on balcony. There are 2 of them. This one has, 14 swatches. We have our second balcony with 13 swatches on it. Again, a very nice look. And above it, I have turned that wall into our second spandrel. This spandrel is a little bit, well, a little bit more modern, right? I'd say a little bit more modern. Now, here's an odd thing because I did have columns in this, right? There's supposed to be some columns along here and a bunch of stairways over here. So I'm going to have to check that out here in a second. But for now, let's take a look at our spandrel. This is going to be our different choices, our different swatches for this spandrel. There are a total of 17 different swatches here, some quite bright colors. Over here, we've got fences coming up and gates. These are our gates. There are 14 different swatches on this particular gate. The fence that matches, I guess, could be any of these. Really, it kind of ties in with all these different fences. This is a little bit simpler. There is maybe 11 swatches here. This is a little bit more ornate. There's 9 swatches. We've got this, which has not exactly a new modern feel, but also not an antiquity type of feel. Feels more like kind of the 30s or 40s to me, kind of Art Deco a little. We've got 4, 8, 12, 13 swatches there as well. Then we've got these really thick fences, right? So this one here, which is almost kind of hard to see because it is so thick and they're so close to each other. We've got 4, 8, 12 swatches there. Different colors, a lot of pastels with this. We've got this particular fence. You can see it's different range of colors through here. Again, like probably 13 different swatches. And then this has, looks like 9 different swatches in this particular type of fencing as well. Again, this fence strikes me as a little sort of almost Art Deco, or at least that I think era. You can probably tell as we go through this stuff. I do really like these assets. Even though they don't exactly fit with the concept of the world that I wanted, they do fit with the world as it is. And I just can see a lot of build possibilities for using them, because whenever I build with a pack, with an expansion pack, it's a lot different than living there in the world. Building with it, I want to be able to use it just all over the place. And I think this does have a lot of that option, right? So we've got this particular gate here, maybe for like this, maybe, I don't know, something a little more ornate, got some great swatches with it. We've got this gate, obviously more designed for this sort of stuff over here. Also, some great options with it. Like, I really, really love this color and this color and this color. Okay, I did not start a build right now, but I did pull our columns back into place here. So we've got 3 different column types in these different swatches. These two are very close to each other. They're both wood tones, and I think they have the same actual wood tone swatches, but the bases are different on these. Some of them are a little more weathered, so they do change from column to column as far as the bases go. I really like this particular column, a little bit fancier, right? Comes in some nice pastels and then some, you know, darker colors. It is, again, a little old-fashioned, but not too bad. Here on the stairs, these are our stairs. We have one set of stairs. This is sort of open wooden stairs. These are the different swatches that come with those stairs. We have 3 different railings. This is one railing, and its attendant swatches across here. If we go up here, we can see a little bit better. Can kind of see those colors a little bit better. Up here in the sunlight, looks really good. I do like this type of fencing, stairwell. I use it a lot. And when it's not open underneath, I always knock out that wall anyway. So this is our second stair railing. Again, it has something like 12 different swatches. This one over here has 9 different swatches, right? So we have these 2 different styles. The stairs are exactly the same here as we saw down below, but we have these 2 different styles, variety of colors. There's really a lot of stuff with this pack. There are a lot of assets with this pack. I've kind of referred to it, at least somewhere in passing, as almost like a builder's expansion pack because of the new mechanism for rentals. It does have gameplay. You can be a landlord. You can be a tenant. It has night markets. It has some rabbit hole gameplay. Don't get me started on that. It has some rabbit hole gameplay. But there's such great build stuff. It feels almost like a builder's expansion pack. We've got a broken, this is the non-functional solar water heater. We did see the functional build or version in the build catalog, right? But in the buy catalog, in the buy part, yes, the decorating part. This is the build part. In the build part, they've got a non-functioning version. I don't know that there's a lot different here. I will say this, if you just want a decorative version of it, you don't care that it works, this is about 1/3 of the cost. So maybe that's the reasoning behind it. Very cool. Now we have 4 major roof decor pieces. We have these end pieces here, which we're going to look at. These are middle pieces to connect the end pieces together to create a solid roof. And then we have these decorative touches that you can kind of put onto the end of roofs, right? To kind of give them more of a flair. So I have used these a lot. You can see, in fact, just today I did. We've got 7 swatches here. The day I'm recording that is. Not the day you're probably watching. Well, maybe the day you're watching it. I'm probably still using it. But the day I recorded this, I just got finished using all of this quite a bit. We've got 7 swatches here. We've got 11 over here, this particular and then we have these roof pieces. These are really, really cool. You can see all, 13 of the swatches here. This comes in the exact same swatches, of course, because they are meant to connect together like that, right? So that you can create your own roof. I have used these. I will say this. This is probably going to be more convenient with the tool mod. I did use it today without the tool mod, but I wanted a bigger roof, you know, so I had to go up to that size because it's either, you know, the regular size or double size, right? And then double again. So if I had the tool mod, or if you have the tool mod in the future as a builder, you can adjust those sizes quite a bit more easily. As it was, I did make it work and it was really cool and I do love it. Okay, so that is almost it. Now we have two things left. We do have a new foundation type for this particular pack. We have these foundations in game anyway, these raised foundations, but we did receive a new one. I've just got two versions of this same thing here. Again, I didn't do all of them, but there are all like 12 different, you know, swatches here for that type of open air foundation. A stilt foundation, I guess you could call it. That's what we would call it here where I live in this region. We would say a stilt foundation. Here on the roof, we've got two new roofing types. I love this one. It does match these pieces over here. I also like the new tile. It's very pretty. Let's see here. Now, as far as colors, you know, we've got 9 different colors here. I like some of that. You can see how, let me just go ahead and put this on there. You can see how roughed up it is, you know, how distressed it is. That's very cool. So you've got some brand new versions of it, and then you've got some more kind of roughed up versions. Same thing is true, it is. So if we go with our tile here, we have this very roughed up tile, right? Looks like it's been around for a while. That looks a lot newer. That looks really roughed up, right? I love this. I love this look. I do. So we've got, and this works even on a modern build. They do still use tile roofs like that. So that is another thing that will work for a modern look. You can see kind of what we've got here. Most of them are not sparkling, clean, and shiny, which I think is good since these are going to be clay tiles, you know, that have been constructed and fashioned. This frieze, right, comes in a variety of colors, of course, wood tones, 11 different wood tones. Another thing I really like, it does take like the tall or medium or taller wall height, but it looks really cool. You know, look at that one. That looks super cool. Love that, right? That looks really cool. It really does. And here we go, roof trim. So we've got this one, comes in a variety, comes in 12 different swatches, of course. This is going to be, I don't know, does this seem like a little more holiday to some people? I don't think so. I mean, I think it's supposed to be permanent, but it feels a little more kind of holiday to me. We've got a green version. I like that. You can kind of see our different swatches here. The black's kind of cool. This one is not my favorite. I will say that. This one's not my favorite. It's okay, but it does look kind of like dressing for Christmas or a holiday more than something I would really put on a house. But I will say this. I do think that it is still kind of common to use that. Now, I really like this one. This one, there's 13 swatches in. I've used this quite a bit already, and I really, really like it. I think it's really, really cool. Different swatches here. Some of them look a little rougher, right? A little rougher. Just test that one out. To me, that one looks a little sort of distressed compared to, say, something like that, which looks a little bit newer. Take that off. Comes in black, comes in a wide variety of colors, as you can see here. Kind of the typical, you know, roof line type coloring, really, I would say. Okay, so what I see looking through this, through the debug catalog, when we're looking at it, like the full debug catalog, you're going to see stuff like this. We've got some local statuary, local monuments. Monuments is the word I'm looking for. So pretty cool. These are pretty cool. And if you're going to do a garden or like an estate, I think stuff like this would be really cool to put there. We've got some background, some really large background shells if you want to build your own downtown. Same thing with this one. These are kind of cool. I have used these for effect before. Got stuff like that, you know, more of a, whoops, lost that one. Let's see here. Let me try that again. See, more of a small size, right? Very cool. We've got some fishing signs. So if you want to build your own pond, those are definitely here. This is the fish market This is the rabbit hole fish market. It should work wherever you put it. So if you wanted to put this for, like in San Myshuno, it should work. In fact, okay, so I went and grabbed my sim from Tomarang here. And right now we're in Willow Creek. I did this in Willow Creek on a 50 by 50 lot so I'd have more room to work. So we're going to click on here to browse the fish market. We're not going to talk to her. We got other things to do. Come on. Well, let's see if he'll go in here. I hope so. He did. So he did go in there. Oh, and then we go, yeah. So it pulled up. So if you want to put this particular item, this debug item, if you want to put it any other world, San Myshuno or any world, and you can make it smaller. I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. It's kind of like a fish counter maybe or something. I don't know. But we're going to check out here and see if he'll go ahead and go in here. Yeah, he did. So it works in a variety of fashions. You could use Toolmod and make this really small and maybe set it on a counter at a grocery store you built yourself. And he goes and he just like a fish counter, right? And he goes and just clicks on it and then you get your fish menu so you can buy fish at the grocery store. That would be one way to use that. We also have the Tiger Sanctuary, right? So that's also should work just fine as a rabbit hole. I don't know, this is just a house, I believe. You've got some really cool things, like this is a background decorative piece. I do really like it. It'd be cool to stick places as well. It's not an actual rabbit hole. Now this is your cave rabbit hole for the cave adventure. Again, that should work. Should be able to put it anywhere. Your sim can go in, check out the cave, and go on that adventure, right? If that's what you want to do. We've got a cursed book. We knew about that already. We've got the temple. Temple is available as well. And I think that is just the companion next door to the other fish market building. It is non-usable. It's just decorative. More of the same through here. Some glasses, a few things like that. And then we've got more shells, right? Shells for building. Shells for building. Background set decoration, stuff like that. And then we're into the buy catalog. So pretty much Debug, as far as building goes, does have a few more items here. Okay, and with that, we're done. That is our tour through the build and buy catalogs along with Debug and the hidden objects. Now, what do I think about this? I actually think it's really quite good. You can probably tell already. I've kind of mentioned how much I do like it. I think we've got a lot of objects. I think we've got an absolute ton of swatches. In fact, so many swatches, there were times I was tired of putting down colors, right? And changing colors so that people could see them all because and I didn't do them all. I mean, I didn't. If there's a lot that I'm like, okay, this is all exactly the same swatch, just different window shapes or window styles. I didn't do all those, but I think there's a lot here to work with. I think it has some versatility. There's some modern pieces and some sort of antique type pieces. And I think most people are going to be able to use it pretty well in builds and will like it. I do think so. I think most people are going to quite like this particular selection. I feel like there's a lot here. I don't usually go through pack to pack and count, individually how many pieces there are, but I do feel like there is a lot going on here. There are a lot of pieces. There's a lot to work with. I mean, in some ways, there's a lot of pieces. We had a lot of options with this. The windows in particular, I feel like there were a ton of windows compared to what we sometimes get. So all in all, I'm going to say it's a really good build buy selection for this particular expansion pack. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify. We're also doing a world tour and review. We'll do an overall expansion pack tour and review as well. So sort of an overall review of it as a whole. But for now, this is good. These assets are good. This looks good. This all looks good. And it'll look even better if you hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until next time, thanks for watching.